Guys, what are the chances that a fair coin is flipped and it lands on heads? Obviously, everyone's gonna say 1/2. But what if I told you that it can also be 1/3? Don't believe me? But in fact, this is a raging debate amongst mathematicians, probability theorists, decision theorists, and even philosophers. I present to you a thought experiment known as the Sleeping Beauty problem. And since it was first proposed in the 80s, it has divided academics into two camps, the 1/2ers and the 1/3ers. And here is how it goes. Sleeping Beauty voluntarily collaborates with a scientist for an experiment. The experiment begins on Sunday where she's put to sleep. After that, the scientist flips a fair coin. Now, depending on the outcome, the experiment would take two different paths. If the coin lands on heads, then she would be woken up on Monday, interviewed, and the experiment would end. If the coin lands on tails, then she would still be woken up on Monday, interviewed, but this time would also be given a memory erasing drug which would make her forget about this awakening. Then she would be put back to sleep. She would then be woken up on Tuesday, interviewed. After that, the experiment would end. Basically, if it's heads, she's woken up once. If it's tails, she's woken up twice. But when it's tails, she's unable to distinguish between the Monday and the Tuesday awakening due to the memory erasing drug. So from her perspective, she could be in one of the three scenarios when she wakes up. It could either be Monday because it was heads, or Monday because it was tails, or Tuesday because it was tails. All of these scenarios from her perspective are equally likely. Now remember, every time she woke up, she was interviewed. In that interview, the scientist would remind her of the experiment and ask her what is the probability that the coin landed heads on Sunday. Now again, from her point of view, she is in one of these three scenarios. And only one out of these scenarios has heads. And as a result, many argue that from her perspective, the probability that the coin landed heads on Sunday is actually 1/3. And what is even more amazing is that there are dozens of scientific articles, perhaps hundreds, providing sophisticated arguments for both sides. And both arguments are so strong that no one has been able to identify any flaws. Could this mean that we don't understand probability as well as we thought we did? And are you still a 1/2er? Let me know in the comment section.